Hey guys, All in Crypto here and welcome back ladies and gentlemen for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had an amazing start to your weeks. Today guys, we're going to be diving into Cardano and I've got lots to share with you. Cardano is at a bit of a critical level right now. We're going to know in a very short period of time for not only Cardano but of course Bitcoin whether we are indeed going lower. We are going to talk about that in this video. We're also going to be touching on what took place yesterday. We had the most significant upgrade in Cardano's history. And in the face of this, we got hit in the face, or we got slapped in the face with a 17, nearly 18% sell-off. If this doesn't sum the cryptocurrency space up, I don't know what does. These markets often are nonsensical. I remember in the bear markets, the sheer cascade of good news that we got every single day and the price just didn't move. You know, these markets, we've already explained to you the inner workings of markets and how price is essentially determined by a very small amount of the overall by a very small amount of the overall supply actually being traded, bought and sold on exchanges. So it's like 10% in some cases of the overall supply dictates the price for the other 90%. So this is what we've got. This is what we've got to work with, guys. We're going to talk about it. We're going to be telling you what we believe may be coming next. You do have a lot of support here, guys. You can see that. If you look at where you're kind of bouncing, you also have this kind of key area of support. You know, and this would really tie in with your kind of support and resistance. You know, you come up, acts as resistance, you break through it, and then you could come back to it as support before we get continuation. Many people out there are calling for an A, B, C correction to the downside. That is a possibility. However, I think there are basing signs here. I think you know, you've got a lot of kind of buy pressure coming in here, holding this price where it is. And ultimately, you've really got this level down here around about 220, 221 that you need to watch out for. If you break below this, the chances are you're going to swing low around about $1.80. And if you break below that, well, we'll come on here and make a video. But ultimately, I am still optimistic with the crypto space as a whole. We're going to bring out a longer video after this one, really explaining where we are within the crypto space and the direction I think it's heading. Ultimately, I'm still very, very bullish on the space. I think that this is an emerging market and there's volatility attached with that. And really to put your minds at ease, we keep coming back to this chart, guys, because we're not seeing anything out of the ordinary here. Essentially, you have this big run up of around about 207%, and right now you've sold off by around about 23%. What I want to do is take you back in time and show you that this is normal. Big run up, sell off. Big run up, sell off. Big run up. And of course, this was the end of our one wave, which did lead to an ABC correction. Big sell off. All the way over here as well. I hope this isn't perhaps normalizing. You get a big run up, you sell off. You get a big run up, you sell off. You get a big run up, and so on and so forth. I hope you're getting the message that I'm trying to deliver here. Of course, these sell-offs are going to vary. We did overlay, and this is really, I'm taking a step back. When you're in these markets every day, it's very easy to get sucked in and drawn in to the kind of price movement daily and base your opinions on that. You always want to come, take a breather, and look at the kind of longer term time frames, and you can see you're doing, you know, there's nothing out of the ordinary really going on here. Of course, lots of people are looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's really still in this kind of falling wedge structure that we set out for it. We did say that there was many similarities with here and here. And there are still people calling for this being an A, B, and C correction that we had over here, and an A, B, C correction about to take place. I'm not so convinced. Some of the sort of most prominent people on YouTube are saying this, and it's great that we disagree. I do think that is a possibility. However, I think a more likely possibility is this is kind of a basing falling wedge that we see continuation to the upside for. We are in a bull market. September historically is a rough week. I mean, we've shown you that on a number of videos prior, where we've gone and looked at previous Septembers and how they've acted, certainly in the bull runs. You know, both in 2013 and 2017, we had pretty significant sell-offs within that month before things really got parabolic. And you're really just seeing volatility, guys. There's nothing that really has me worried. And it is a bit of a slap in the face, to be honest, that we got this kind of a sell-off for the most significant, or after the most significant upgrade took place. I mean, this is huge. You know, it's still early days. This is an article that I read, well worth. By the way, guys, go and get registered to the Cardano Summit. There's going to be a lot of juicy information in here, and they're also going to talk about the era that we are now moving into, which is the Basho era. We were currently in the Goguen era, which really tackled smart contracts and making Cardano compatible with that and allowing people to build on top of Cardano. You're now moving into the Basho era, and we spoke about things like Hydra, which is going to be an upgrade for the Cardano network, where essentially you are going to potentially get the capabilities to scale to 1 million transactions per second, which is huge, guys. As long as the conditions are there, the stake pool conditions, etc. This is the future, and this is what we're moving towards. So ultimately, I'm not worried. I understand where this technology is going. Much the same with any emerging market or any emerging asset, you are going to get volatility off the back end. We've shown you that on a number of occasions where we've compared crypto and its kind of journey to early stocks and early kind of asset classes. And there are huge similarities, and the main one is really the volatility. You know, it's finding its feet. It's on unstable ground as a whole. We've still gotten pretty much no regulatory clarity. But ultimately, guys, you are still early. This was a really, really interesting read, and it really talks about, you know, the ecosystem that's getting built on top of Cardano. We did also show you Ethereum and when it had its DeFi summer, where you saw this kind of explosion of dApps, explosion of the usage of Ethereum and what that did for the price. You're going to see that with Cardano, and we said that there's a lot of apps. We know ADAX and a number of others are supposed to be coming out in October, you know, towards the end of this month. So we are yet to really see the effects of that. And this was just people assuming that this was a buy the rumor, sell the news situation. The news, by the way, guys, was when the Alonzo Hardfork came out. I mean, there is historically data. You know, this was your Shelly upgrade. This was your Mary upgrade. You know, there are of course sell-offs on the back end of that, so that's really what you're just going through. So there is the possibility of more downside. I mean, let's do that actually quickly and take a look at that for you. But the main takeaway from this video, guys, is remember what you're investing in, remember what you're a part of, and you know, if you have that fundamental belief, you know, these are your kind of hard forks. Typically, looking at it, you do get sell-offs on the back end of it. They don't have to be, and this is the thing with the crypto space. When we're looking at these kind of structures and we're saying they're going to play out again, that's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for structure. It does not have to be identical. It just has to rhyme. And this is a huge trait. You know, it's like, for example, in the video that we are bringing out later on today, it's about half an hour long, guys, so there's plenty of information there. You don't have to watch it all. It's just if you really want to learn about this market and where I believe they're going, it's well worth watching. If you look at Bitcoin and you look at 2017 and you look at 2013 and you look at the one that we're currently in, they're all different, but they're all bull markets. So that I hope has illustrated it. So you do get sell-offs. I mean, this was like a 50% sell-off. This was a very short, mild sell-off before we saw continuation. And you essentially could be there today, guys. I mean, at one point this went right down to 38%. So we're not worried particularly. There is the possibility of more downside. You always need to be aware of that. Like I've said, these markets run themselves. It's not really news driven at all. The most significant upgrade and we sell off, which, hey, look, guys, I'm confident in my investment in Cardano, and I'm going to continue to be so. And we did say that this is possibly the last opportunity that we're going to be taking, or I'm going to be taking to purchase Cardano at a discounted rate. So that's all I really have for you in this video, guys. I hope this has made sense. This is well worth a read. It's going on about the future, you know, exciting times ahead. They talk about the summit. This Cardano Summit is going to be insane, guys. Some of the information that's going to come out on that. Remember, we're moving to the Basho era, which is where we're going to see scalability, and we're really going to see what Cardano can do. So that's really all I have for you in this video, guys. I'm not panicked. I feel like I've been here a million times. There are some, you know, there is the possibility of this A, B, C correction, but you've got these kind of key levels to take. Now, you did smash through this with your wick, so it didn't really act as support on the way down, which you've always got to take into account. But if you come down here, guys, and you see a bounce, that's a really good sign, providing that you then kind of take these kind of highs and lows and move forwards. But if you fail this one, expect to be going down to this one, guys. But ultimately, I believe we're still in the bull market and we are going to see continuation. That's all I have for you in this video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. If you've enjoyed the content, a like is always appreciated, so is a comment, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the next YouTube video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.